So, it is currently 2 a.m. on New Year's Eve, 2025. Yeah. I wanted to record this little video and kind of reflect on the last year and kind of how strange of a year it was. If I could sum up 2025 in one sentence, it would be wonderfully, incredibly amazing until it was complete and utter shit. So for those who don't know, as of yet, in August this year, my dad, who many of you know from the Twitch community as Father Demon and know on streams as Neil, who would sit beside me and play drums and sing and hurl really bad insults at me, just like I did straight back to him, was diagnosed with cancer in his right lung and also brain cancer. He had some really good for treatment and everything. He was looking really good for having a proper good fight at it. He was positive, I was, our community was, the doctors were, family were. Because, you know, he was himself. Until he wasn't anymore. On the 16th of October, he was in hospital. He'd been there about a week. Because just like when we found out his diagnosis, he was having trouble breathing. Turns out his, I think his hemoglobin levels were low, if I even got that word right. And yeah, he was pale as a ghost, and pale as anything, and he was struggling to breathe. He'd been coughing a bit as well. So he got into hospital. It took them about 3 days to get it to a point where they did tests on what kind of chest infection he had. It came back that it was pneumonia, and they were going to start treating it that morning of the 16th of October. That day was his last on this earth. Yeah. I'd woken up that day, had sent him some messages, see how he was. He said he was doing okay, that he was, he said that he couldn't use his phone much because the lights in the ward would mess with his eyes and make it too bright, and they would go blurry and everything, like they would. He said that he had the pneumonia that morning as well, and that they were going to start treating it properly. I was like, that's great. It's good that they've got it now and they can start treating it. And he was like, yeah, it's great. It sounds like they're looking after you. And he went, yeah, they are. And then, yeah, later on in the day, I streamed. I went live, writing a song. And it's about 3 p.m. Dad came into the stream listened for a bit. Said that it sounded great. You know, his usual stuff. Um, and yeah, like an hour and a half went by, and I received a phone call saying that he wasn't doing too well, and that I should get to hospital as soon as possible. And it was in that moment that I knew that within the next coming minutes to a couple of hours that I would probably be getting a call or walking into the hospital saying that he'd passed away. We finally got about 10 minutes out of the hospital, and I got a call saying that he'd passed. It was probably one of the most surreal moments of my life, because I kind of had 2 hours to panic and process the what ifs. And so to like hear the confirmation of that and just be sat there when you're so close but so late and so far at the same time, it's really strange. It's a strange feeling. It's almost like you disassociate with yourself. I did not feel like I was myself again until like mid-November maybe. I think I was genuinely disassociated for a good month almost. Purely because I think when you have to hear that news, especially after, you know, losing mum in 2023 to cancer, it's I almost think it's the brain's way of protecting you in a way, so that you just don't lose it completely. So I'm quite happy I did disassociate in a way. I don't really remember much from that period. That's all. Other than just kind of feeling lost. When you live with someone for so long, or live with anyone for an extended period of time, you kind of get used to their presence, or a presence being there. And when that's gone all of a sudden, it's kind of daunting. So yeah, that's the back end of my 2025. Huh. I still can't really contemplate it. I still don't think I've properly processed it. I don't think I will for a long time. Honestly, I don't think I've processed losing mum yet. So, you know, at some point I'm just gonna completely lose it. Probably. Which will be fun. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a much more unfiltered, unedited down video of me maybe just talking for a while. And, you know, to those who listen through, I thank you. I appreciate you. To those who don't, I understand. Not everyone's cup of tea, but sometimes we gotta get real and talk about shit. Um, and I think talking about things that have been going on for me, that have happened, um, may, help some of you out there who might need help feeling like their thoughts aren't insane in a way, I suppose. Sorry I did that right in the mic. But like, I don't know. It's rough. It's really rough. That's just like the first layer of this shit sandwich, really. So yeah, I lost Dad in October, 2 weeks before his 60th birthday, which sucked. It sucked a lot. What sucked even more with it, the whole thing, is that like, at no point was he not himself. Which I'm happy about in a way. He was him until the end. Like even so where he was in the hospital, he was on the like 4 ward with 3 other beds, and they'd been in there the whole day with him. And they said to us that he'd been joking and talking about me all day and music and being himself, talking away, being a chatterbox. So that's what Dad was, chatterbox. I hope he told his stories to some people in there. Hope he told them some kind of stories. And I hope he told them how much he loved doing what he did with the band and with Twitch and with music, because he really did enjoy it, and it was one of his favorite things to do. And I'm happy that we got to share that. I'm grateful that we got to share that. It's really weird to be going into a new year knowing that I'm gonna celebrate it alone. And celebrate isn't really I'm not really celebrating anything. Why am I celebrating? Celebrating getting a year older next year? Celebrating moving 1 year closer to losing more people that I love? What am I celebrating? I'm not. If anything, I'm mourning. I reminisce more over the seasonal period, over the holidays. And in a way, I like it, but I hate it. Especially if, things like this happen close to it. It's just like emotion times a million. And it sucks to have to try and deal with that. Especially around Christmas time. Like, loneliness is at an all-time high at Christmas time for so many people, for so many different reasons. And as someone who has struggled with mental health as it is, it's a struggle. So thank you to my family who have been there over the Christmas period, and also my friends, our community as well. I did a stream on Christmas Day, and so many of you showed up. Like 30 to 40 of you showed up, and that within itself was incredible. Really, I expected no one to show up, especially on Christmas. So thank you. But yeah, that's been a big slice of shit into the year. With that has come, obviously, the unknown of anything, of everything. Um, let me talk about the house a little bit. This house, I've lived in this house for 23 years. I'm 23. I turned 24 in April. So every Christmas, every birthday I've had, every New Year I've had has been in this house. This is my room when I grew up. When I grew up, my bedroom. I used to have a like big bunk bed type deal, but like just the top bunk going across that wall at some point. Had one going across this wall here. I had a regular single bed there at some point too. Then we turned it into an office and a studio. It's been that ever since. But yeah. So when my mum passed away, my dad was not living here. He'd moved out years ago, into his own place. So he moved back in, and with that, he had to take something called the succession of tenancy, which in the UK, if you take the succession of tenancy, it's essentially a way that if say your partner or whoever you live with has passed away and you've been living in the house for like multiple months, I think it's like a year, then you have a right to the succession of tenancy. So Dad took that, but that meant that I was unable to use it, and I was never on this tenancy. So since Dad passed, we've also had to deal with me being evicted, essentially, and me having to go through the battle with them of being like, look, I have nowhere to go, you need to help me and find me a place, and you need to like give me time to breathe. And we had to plan the funeral, we had to deal with bank stuff, so much things. On top of this, I had to try and chill and play games and relax and make music and still do my job, and work on future projects that are coming next year. I've had to do all of this whilst trying to balance everything and learn things that I've never even fucking thought about in my life. And maybe there's some of you out there that are like, oh my god, you were 23 and still living with your parents? I'm like, yes, I was. I cared for my parents. I cared for both my mom and my dad. I cared for my mom for like 10 years or something, and dad a fair portion of that too. So it's a thing of I have lost it's not just I'm losing my housemate, it's I'm losing my parents. And at the age of 23, that is no age to lose your parents, and they were no age either. They were not. And I wish that they could have had longer, and we could have had longer. I wish that they could see all the incredible things that I hopefully get to do in the future. Like one day, it was a dream for us to get ChasedByVoices partnered on Twitch, and to get partnership on YouTube, and do these big things and get support slots for bigger artists and headline festivals and do so much. And I really think, and this is what annoys me so much, is that I know Dad never wanted to slow down with anything. The only reason he hadn't been on streams was because of his lung cancer, because he couldn't breathe well. It gave him shortness of breath, so he couldn't sing, and that took that away from him, which he hated, because he loved singing, whether it was on stream or just the music. He loved it, and he couldn't do it anymore. And it's like, we used to joke so much as well together and make each other laugh. We couldn't do that. We had to stop. We essentially had to cut out all of like the happy parts just to make sure that he was comfortable. And that sucked. It was almost like we had to strip the light out just to try and make it work. And it's shit. It really is. This video is going to be so all over the place, man, and I apologize. I don't know where I'll post this or not. I might not. We'll see. But yeah, so back to the house. I don't have a right to succession of tenancy. It then went through a stage of them deciding whether I could have a new tenancy here or whether I had to move somewhere else. Their decision was that I have to move somewhere else. So today, I put my housing application in, and hopefully within the next 1 to 2, maybe 3 months, I will be moving out and moving somewhere new. And that riddles me with anxiety and scares me, because this is all I know. Like, this space has been safe for me for 23 years. I know my surroundings. I know where things are. Moving somewhere new, I know nobody. I don't know directions to anything. I don't know where I am, and that scares me. That's a scary thought. To not only, lose both your parents who've been there for pretty much 23 years, and also losing, your childhood home. It's it's essentially, I restart life somewhere new at the age of 23. And for a while I was, hesitant because, it's my childhood home. I like it here. It's safe here. It's whatever. But it's been so much stress trying to get to this point that I think I've gotten past that stage. And I'm now at the stage of, I just want to move in somewhere and just carry on doing what I've done for the past 10 years, which is make music, make content, push myself to be better, make a difference, and just put a smile on people's faces. And speaking of making a difference, for those of you who may know, when we lost Mom, in 2024, we created a charity campaign and a charity team and community called ChasedByVoices Fight Against Cancer. In our first year, we raised just about 2,000 for Macmillan Cancer Support with just 5 streamers. This year, our event had upwards of 30 streamers take part over the 2-week period, and we raised just over, I think it was 3.5k, 3.6k, I think, which is incredible. So that takes our total now to 5k raised, which is amazing. And what's even more amazing is Chasing Butterflies this year was Dad's last real appearance on the stream. He was there every day, banging the drum, singing, and that was the last real time that Dad was on the streams. So not only is Chasing Butterflies now this, super, this like super event where we get to raise money for charities that help people like my mom in those scenarios, that now is something that also helps Dad in those scenarios. And I can't help keep thinking that the money we raised this year potentially paid the Macmillan nurses and specialists that talked and helped Dad. And yeah, that's a little surreal in itself when you think about it. It's a weird thought, but it's a thought you have, like, and it's kind of a thing of, wow, yeah, that is the reason that we do it, because we kept saying it this year. It's a bit bittersweet, really. We kept saying that at some point in your life you will know someone who's been diagnosed with cancer, or because it could be, it could even be your pet, it could be your dog, your cat, or it could be like a family member, a friend, family member of a friend, like a colleague, a teacher. It's such a thing that comes out of left field and you don't know it's there. Until sometimes it's too late. And that within itself is so greatly unfair. I think if I was to give anyone general advice on anything, it would be to cherish the moments with those you love, with those you call family, regardless of if they are blood or not. Family, at the end of the day, is the people who show up for you. Ten times out of 10. And don't ask any questions on why. Or, or maybe they do ask questions. I don't know. But yeah, I've been shown that the community we have built within our online platform of ChasedByVoices is so fucking strong. And in the grand scheme of content and the online world, we are a tiny, tiny speck of dust on someone's PC. But within that tiny speck of dust is so many fucking amazing people who have reached out, supported me, both emotionally, financially, and anything. I mean, there's a GoFundMe for those who would like to help me in my situation, because obviously content creation and music is my full-time job. So, if anyone can give towards that, that would be appreciated. It's a GoFundMe set up by a fantastic moderator, Subpop Fran. And yeah, to everyone who's donated to that and has shared it, thank you. Because I genuinely mean this. Without that being put in place, I would not be sat here recording this video. I would not have been able to talk to one of my mods tonight. I wouldn't have been able to have enjoyed a lovely cup of tea earlier, because I wouldn't have been able to pay the electric, and I'd just be sat here staring at a wall in the dark, in the cold, in the middle of winter. So I have so much gratitude and thanks to everyone who has just been there, whether it is, sharing posts or tuning into streams, supporting financially as well, just being there. It means a lot. And I want to say a special thank you to Fran, Luke, Celeste, Ross and Athena, who all went out of their way. Some booked time off work to come down and be with me during Dad's funeral, and it meant a lot, so thank you. Obviously so many of you also watched Dad's funeral online, and there was a lot of family there as well, and other friends. You know who you are out there. Obviously there's so many people that couldn't be there because of work, because it was on a Monday, and I appreciate a lot of them also messaging me in their downtime, and paying their respects that way. As for what happens with ChasedByVoices next, I'm not quite sure on that yet. We have some original albums releasing next year. I don't think I'm going to be going into the live scene again anytime soon, unless I suddenly manage to fill the void of the band behind me. So yeah, currently Chased by Voices is pretty much me, myself and I. I suppose also Corey. Corey is also still technically in the band, but he is a busy boy, so he's more he is more of a session member these days. But you know, he's out there killing it. He's got a band. He's in a band called Max UK. I'll link their stuff down in the comment section, in the description. They're doing great things, and I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of Corey and everything he's done. And I know Dad was too. Anytime he used to come back from work and be able to play with us, Dad was always mind blown by how much he'd learned and improved. And I think we all wish that we were able to get together more and play more and do more things. Because I think we could have done great things together, the three of us. Because we did amazing things with just two of us. So I wish that we had the time to do that in the future or in the past, you know. But what we had was also incredible, and it was beautiful and amazing, and we all enjoyed it and we all loved it. And yeah, I've actually yet to be able to meet up with Corey since Dad's passing, so we've not yet really properly caught up in person. So I think when that happens, I'm gonna probably process a lot. It's kind of like, it's almost like a part of the family isn't here. Hasn't been here to kind of talk about it or learn about it really. So I think once that happens at some point, I think things will feel a little better. I think. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just me talking from the heart, I suppose. Talking from the head. Because I realise now that late at night, there's not really anyone to talk to. Normally I'd go into Mum or go into Dad, talk some shit, crack some jokes, you know. But those times are gone, and you know, gotta figure out new ways to do that. And maybe we do that with some of these videos where I just sit down and I talk, and maybe you watch and maybe you don't. That's fine. It's fine by me. I know a lot of you are here for music or here from games and stuff, so you know, I appreciate you all. I've also done this a lot on stream recently, where I've just kind of talked for a bit and just shot the shit with chat, because, you know, mental health is important. Mental health is really important. I'm wearing a Calm beanie during this. Calm, if you've never heard the name, are a fantastic mental health and suicide prevention charity from the UK. And they have helped me dramatically in the past, and have definitely helped me this year. So much. This year has had so much go on in the space of content and growth and everything, and it's been amazing. It has been a really great year for what we've pushed towards, and it's been such a shit year in the loss and the pain. And Calm have been so instrumental in keeping that afloat alongside my community, our community and our friends and family. So at the start of the year, there's a thing each year called Project for Awesome, which you guys have probably seen the video on YouTube of me talking for a bit. I put a submission in for Project for Awesome this year for Calm. It's a thing where people can vote for videos where people talk and nominate a charity to hopefully get a grant. And I think, if I remember correctly, this year we managed to get Calm a $10,000 or an $11,000 grant, which is just fantastic. So to anyone who voted for on my video or any of the other Calm content creators and streamers and supporters, nominators this year, thank you. You helped instrumentally by just clicking vote for saving people's lives, so thank you. And then it must have been August, September time, I think, ish, maybe a little before July, maybe, I can't fully remember. But we took part in a new event this year called Games Against Living Miserably, which was a stream event. Well, I think it was a live stream event, and essentially what it was a Steam sale, and a bunch of money got donated to Calm via the Steam sale. We were lucky enough to get given a bunch of keys from the developers of some of the games, and there were some great games there. But we were able to take part in that this year, which was really special to take part in, and I'm very happy that we were able to. And then, of course, as December rolled around, we had the Jingle Jam, which, if you don't know what the Jingle Jam is a massive charity fundraiser that happens each year in December. It's been going since about 2013, if I remember correctly, and over the years we've managed to raise $40 million for a bunch of charities across the globe, and Calm is currently a partnered charity within that. So this year we've fundraised for Calm once again. Our community managed to raise a fantastic £500, so thank you to everyone who did donate to our personal campaign. But this year I was able to take part in something really, really special, which was an event that Calm had set up. Michael from Calm put a message in their Discord and was like, are there any Minecraft experts here, or builders, that would want to help me set something up for the Jingle Jam this year? And even with everything else going on, I turned around and went, yes, sign me up. Part of it was wanting a distraction. The other part was just helping out more. and I'm so glad I did. So essentially, what it was is he bought a Minecraft server, and on that Minecraft server, we built a forest filled with signs. Within that forest, content creators could come on throughout the week that were streaming for Calm, throughout the 2 weeks, sorry, that were streaming for Calm, and ask their chat for their reasons to stay. The chat would then give the streamer their reasons to stay, and the streamer would place it onto a sign in the forest. This happened for 2 weeks. Alongside this, donations of £5 could get added. Could add a bucket of water into the reservoir tank, which filled up so nicely and so quick. Donations. It was £1,005 donations that needed to fill the tank, and we did it pretty quickly. We did it very quickly, in fact. That was just a smidgen of the amount Calm raised this year, which is amazing. And it also, and essentially what it led up to was a big finale on the final day, hosted by Barry Harry from the Yozzcast, Soup for Eloise, and Mr. Dapper Tom from the Game Theorists, where they flicked the levers and lit the beacon to stay, which was so wholesome and amazing. To those of you on YouTube, feel free to check out the link in the video description. I'll post it to one of their replays. I think probably Tom's on YouTube, Game Theorists, I think, is available. So I will leave a link to that so you guys can watch the whole finale and see what we did and everything. Because it was super cool. But yeah, I think this year Calm raised, I think it was 600,000 pounds at Jingle Jam, which is amazing. It's such an amazing total. Oh no, sorry, I think it's like 400,000. I think it's close to 500,000. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this year, all of the fantastic fundraisers. I believe there were like 900 plus this year, which is fantastic. Helped raise a incredible £3.4 million for 8 charities, which is amazing. It's why I love the Jingle Jam. It's why Dad loved the Jingle Jam and loved what they did. For those who don't know, Jingle Jam 2023, we took part for the first time after Mom passed away. And that kind of got us into the Christmas spirit again, and kind of got us into a headspace where we believed that there was some good left in the world, and that it wasn't all doom and gloom, and that we'd be okay. And we were okay. And this year, that kind of reinforced that for me. It was very difficult doing it solo for the first year. This year, luckily, I had the ability to collab with a bunch of other amazing creators. And I'm so thankful to everyone who rated in and donated and just showed us love, and showed Dad love at the same time. It was incredible, and it was amazing. And I can't thank you enough. I'm really trying hard not to cry during this. I know after I've finished recording I will cry, but if I cry now I won't fucking stop, and that's the problem. But yeah, man, this year has been such a mindfuck of a roller coaster, from highs to lows to highs to lows again to even lower lows, to like scraping the barrel, and going into the next year, I'm just hoping that it can only go up. Surely it can only go in an up direction from here. I'm fucking praying on it. Please. But yeah, it's a fucking insane year all around. If I was to tell myself in January of this year what this year would be like emotionally, I wouldn't know how to comprehend it. Because there are no words. There are not enough words on this planet for the feeling of getting your heart and soul and livelihood ripped from out underneath you and ripped out of your soul. It's insane. It's such an immensely overwhelming, looming feeling of just dread and anxiety and not knowing what comes next. It's horrible. It's so horrible. Even today, I filled out my housing application and I felt anxiety. I felt anxious doing it. Because whenever I'd fill in big forms like that, I'd go to my parents and I'd ask them, look, is this right? Am I doing this right? Because I don't want to do it wrong. And it's moments like that that make you snap back to reality as well. Where you're like, oh fuck, that's not an option. And I think that's one of the hardest things, is having a moment that you want to share with them and them not being there. Physically they're not there. Like, the amount of times I've gone to make a drink and I've turned around and gone, Dad, do you want a cup of tea? Or tonight I made, he really liked chocolate mousse and I made a chocolate mousse tonight. And what I'd normally do is I'd take a whisk out from the whisker and I'd lick it clean and put it in the sink. Then I'd take him the other one. And I did that tonight. I did that. And then I stood in the hall and I just stared up at the picture of us both and I went, if you don't want it, I will. Just an attempt to make myself laugh, if anything. If you don't laugh, you'll fucking cry. It's so weird having your first Christmas without a parent, without both your parents. It's so weird. And to experience that so young as well is, I won't ever be able to explain it. Cause it's a feeling I don't wish on anyone at any age, really. It's shit. It's so shit to have to, you know, to have to lose people. And to old age, yeah, okay, sure, you know, they're getting older, but when it's something like cancer or pneumonia or something that just comes out of the blue and you just have no control, and neither did they. It sucks. It's shit. It really is. Oh no, this turned into some kind of podcast episode now. Maybe this is just the next Voice Inside episode. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm kind of in this mind state where I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm processing it, and I'm slowly getting used to a schedule I need. Like, I finally remembered this week that I needed to order shopping, and that I had to check that I'd paid internet and electric and water. I remembered this week. I did. But I also really struggle with schedule changes. So it's also really fucking hard to have to just do all of these things out of nowhere. Because in my head I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll do this at this specific moment on this day. It's coming in the week. I know it is. I'll do it then. And then something comes up and I'm just like, fuck, I've got to do that now. And then I'm just like, uh-oh, I'm completely thrown off now. And it throws my head into a spin and I don't know what to do. And I kind of lose my shit a bit. Kind of just lose my cool, you know. But hey, end of the day, I'm human, you know. Happens. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think going into 2026, I don't feel great, obviously. I feel pretty shit. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I'm reminiscently sad, but grateful. And I think I'm just really... I think I've realized how little time we have here. I've realized how important every ticking moment is, and how it's made me realize how much some people mean to me. Like, I feel like you don't really, it's not like a normal thing to tell your friends that you love them, I feel. And I think I've started doing that more in the last 3 years since I lost Mom. And I'm definitely doing it more now. Because, you know, I do love my friends. They're like family. And if it wasn't for them, I would be so fucking lost. I'd be so lost at, 2 a.m. when I don't know what the fuck to do, and someone is miraculously online. And they're like, oh, hey, you wanna hang out? I'm like, yeah, sure. It distracts you, you know? And that's nice to have. And obviously, my family here have supported me a lot as well. And they've been there. But it's not always easy to... I find within myself it's easier to talk to friends I have about how I feel first before I talk to family about it. That way, I feel like I'm not wasting my family's time as much in a way. Um, Almost like, I don't know. I guess it's that kind of thing of not wanting to be a burden, even though you know you're not. It's a mental health thing, I think. But you know, I think I've gotten better with that this year, though. It's gotten easier to talk to them about how I feel, which I think is good. Still hard, though. But, you know, I guess with family sometimes you don't always spend a lot of time together unless it's at like family gatherings or a Christmas or a funeral in our case. Fucking hell. I feel like most of our extended family have seen each other at funerals the most over the last fucking 10 years than anything else. Mum would always say, we need to have a party. Can't keep meeting at funerals. Never had a fucking party, did we? The closest we got was the karaoke we did last year during the Jingle Jam. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I find it difficult sometimes. But I think they also understand that I find it difficult sometimes. So I think family have been a lot more kind of patient with me and understanding of just I've essentially had to explain how my brain works to them, and they're finally coming around to how it works, which is good. But you know, I hadn't really expressed that to anyone other than mom, dad, and friends. So they're finally learning how it feels like to be in my brain. Which is a slow process because I definitely don't want to overwhelm them too hard, because it's a very overwhelming place to be in my mind. Very noisy and very tiring. Especially late at night, like these hours. Yeah, I think going into the new year, I look forward to projects coming up. I'll talk about this a little bit in this video because I don't think most people will get this far, and if you do, you will learn something. January 4th, at 6 p.m. BST, I'm launching a brand new Twitch channel called Nexo.exe. A brand new project. Nexo.exe is a VTuber / PNG tuber experience where it's essentially a way for me to experiment with new music, experiment with new content, have a fresh outlook on content and what I do after doing it for 12 years now. It's also me taking up a space that I think I could flourish in, and that is flourishable in. So it's good prospects on that front. I also think what I'm doing is really fucking cool, and you should come check it out. It's this whole like cyberpunk / networky computerish kind of feel. Essentially, the vibe is that it's an anonymous VTuber that is, you know, struggling with the inner turmoil, and the way it expresses emotion is through music, and through sound. So it's this super processed vocal sound and just processed sound in general. I really fucking love it. It takes the sadness and the emotion that I have already and maximizes it so much. And that is something that I think is going to reach a lot of people. And I think it's something that is going to be really fucking special. So if you want to support that, please do. It's something I've been working on for so long with Celeste. And I'm so happy and thankful to her for taking the time and doing it for me. Because it's something I've wanted to do for so long, and it's also going to give me the ability now to just kind of disconnect from a camera. I've been connected to a camera for 10 years now, and it's not always good for your mental health. It's really good to be able to disconnect yourself from the camera and just be you, but something else. So this is a way that I can be a virtual character that is myself, but with the emotion kind of strapped out of me and into this character. So I'm hoping what the effect will be is that it helps me process emotions. It helps anyone who finds it process emotions. It gives them a space similar to ChasedByVoices where they can be themselves and relax and, you know, wind down and just chill the fuck out for a bit and let their emotions run free. And that's the kind of space I want to build with that. And that's really important to me and mental health and to what we've done here. And I think moving that forward is amazing. I said a little bit earlier on what's happening with ChasedByVoices. I have no initial plans for doing anything in person for a long time. Mainly because my local festivals aren't currently a thing. And it's also kind of scary to do that alone. But going into the new year, I plan on ramping up to weekly covers here on this channel at some point. I hope, at least. It might start with one cover a month. At some point, maybe halfway through the year, maybe we'll be up to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks and then weekly, you know. So I will be posting on this channel still fairly regularly. You can find me on Twitch still 3 days a week, which is currently Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. It has been in the afternoon, but potentially I might be moving a schedule to the evenings, so that I can have my days free, so that family and friends can come around and help me clear out shit and get things packaged and ready to be boxed up to go when I need to make moving a bit more seamless and transitionable, the best that we can. So yeah. And as well, if I didn't mention anything else with the house stuff, I put a housing application in, and they say that I could move in within 1 to 2 months. I can't remember if I said that. I've gotten to this point where I've been talking for so long, I don't remember what I'm saying, which is usually a point where I wrap up. And it's very important to wrap up, because you don't get any diseases or anything like that. You could take that in multiple senses, and I'll let you figure out which one corresponds with you the most. But yeah, thank you to anyone who's watched this far, or has watched in the background and just had it on and listened. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I hope you are doing well. And I hope you had a fantastic Christmas period, if you celebrate Christmas, or just holiday period. And yeah, to anyone who's supported our journey so far and supported what we do and will continue to do so, thank you. Thank you. Thank you from me. Thank you from Neil. Thank you from Corey. Thank you from Mom. Thank you from all of us. You guys have really changed our lives for the better, and without you all, we wouldn't have been able to do what we've done with our space, and we won't be able to do what we plan to do with our space without you behind us as well. So, thank you so much. I love you all. We love you all. And to everyone out there, I hope you have a very, very good start to the new year. I don't want to end this with there's something I wrote. I was kind of writing this one morning. It's an extension of Auld Lang Syne, or of our version of Auld Lang Syne, I suppose. It says, "To friends we've met and friends we've lost, we'll remember you with time. We'll pour one out on New Year's Eve to the tune of Auld Lang Syne. Let the beardy bastards rock you out, Chased by Voices will bring you in. Give you an ear when you need it most as the new year just begins. If you feel lost and you need a hand, take mine and hold on tight. There's nothing worse than to be alone as the clock strikes midnight. Has the world just crumbled down? Do you not know the way? Look up into the sky tonight and the stars will guide the way. It's hard when you're left to yourself without a peace of mind, 'cause the demons buried in your head aren't ever so kind. They'll lie to you and convince you the world's better off without. It's never the case. There's someone out there who will gladly help you out. If you're feeling sad this New Year's Eve, please know you're not alone. I feel it too. So let's reminisce on the memories of those we lost who may be gone, but they forever live in our hearts. Keep us ticking over like they have since our starts. I promise to keep the love and the legacy alive. I'll continue on making our art because, Dad, you sacrificed everything to make it work, and I'll never forget the way our community saved both our lives. So to you, we all say, thank you, kind, for all the years we've proudly spent upon your screens. We hope you enjoyed the banging tunes and all the harmonies. Though now it may just be myself, with you here I'll continue on to do what we do best, and that is sharing all the songs. Whether screaming, crying, both at once, the emotions linger on. We'll always find a way to express it in a song. It won't ever be the same without Neil by my side, but he'll be there in spirit, 'cause he rests now in our minds. To the Chased by Voices family, he was like a dad to all. So tonight, please join me, raise a glass to the man who changed it all. You've given us the strength to stay. It's rough now you are gone, but we'll push through arm in arm, and we'll all carry on. We miss you so. We hope you know how much you are loved. Take care in the stars tonight, and please look after Mum. You both are in our hearts tonight, and forever moving forth. Thank you for teaching all of us, and for passing on the torch. Now, though we enter this new year without you by our side, we'll take with us the lessons, memories, and all the times you shared with us along the way. We cherish them so much. I hope you're somewhere out there to see all of the souls we've touched. To those of you still with us, please express all of your love you have for those around you, because it's never quite enough. You never know when it's your time or theirs to depart. So say the words deep within that sit inside your heart. "2025 was quite the year. I'll surely not forget. It's hard to say goodbye to those. But you never do forget. the feelings of the love they gave sat right upon your chest. So as we enter into this new year, I wish you all the best.